all began in a coffee shop, in the heart of a big noisy mall in one of the central cities in Israel. It was an autumn evening in 2012. We were a small group of Haredi Orthodox women. After good shopping, undecided between salad or multicalorie pasta, and complaining as usual, one of my friends shared with us her frustrating experiences in the Mehadrin bus. The Mehadrin bus is a new modesty solution that requires women to sit in the back of the bus. It's actually part of a wide aim to silence our voice, to vanish us from all the decisions-making junction, and the trend to erase us from literature, newspapers, and even from kids' books. That friend belongs to one of the most closed communities in the ultra-Orthodox Haredi society. And she told us about one of the last visits at her sick father in hospital. She came with a bus and sat in the back like all the women. She was in a hurry and she wanted to ask the driver to stop the bus in a specific place. And you know, it's not modest to shout to him from the back of the bus, so she tried to get closer to talk to him. It's always a weird situation, because all the men's eyes looked at her in anger. How does she dare to invade to this pure man's territory? One of them whispered her, "Hey, woman, it's not your place, go back." So what do you think? She got back, as she's supposed to do. She got down in a far station, silently with tears, to meet her father in his last days. It's not the first time we heard stories like that, so we got back to nibbling our salads, and I remember that known sigh. What can we do? That's the life. Those days were the beginning of the election to the Israeli parliament, and suddenly I felt that I hate this helplessness. And then I said impulsively, we have to place a woman in our parties to stop the madness. It might sound strange, but in the democratic state of Israel, the Haredi parties don't allow women among them. Anyway, my friends thought I'm kidding. What? Politic? Are you crazy? This is just for men. Can you imagine a woman like us stand in the parliament, make great speeches, and fight for her people? Okay, so you lose your right to complain, I answered, and banged on the table, and the full plates of salads looked at me, and also my shocked friends' faces. As long as we stay out from the politic, they will continue to silence us, to drop us to the back of whatever, to erase us from everywhere they can. Let's design some veils. We are definitely on the way there. We went home full of thoughts. I didn't know yet what I should do, but I knew that it's going to be only my job. My friends would be happy to support me just behind the scenes. They can't expose it all. And it would be difficult to find Haredi women that would be willing to pay the price of this fight, of this crazy mission. And if you don't have money to make a campaign and you have something very important to say to the world, the only thing you can do is to open a Facebook page, and that's exactly what I did. I called it, in Hebrew, לא נבחרות, לא בוחרות, which means no voice, no vote. And then I got used to my new status as the crazy woman in my sector. People shake their heads compassionately, and others wrote brutal topics like, "Oh, poor husband, poor kids, how can they live with her?" However, I was invited to TV shows and interviews in newspapers and radio stations, and this silenced voice has begun to heard in the first time. The Haredi printed media thought that ignoring us is the best way to kill us softly. But in the general media and the digital media of the sector became gradually the first fresh discussion with the big question: why not? After all, the Haredi women in the last years got out from the kitchen. They are working in a wide variety of things. They are lawyers, journalists, CEOs, CPAs, and more. It's ridiculous to prevent them only from the parliament, only from the politic. 2 years had passed with the first attempts of Haredi women to run in the municipal elections. We made groups of Haredi activist women, and we cooperated to find a way to change. And then, in the last elections, in March 2015, the buzz grew up a lot. We entered to the most closed neighborhoods and posted on the wall this misleading Pashkeville poster. We made it look it's against us, and people read all of our subversive messages instead of ripping them automatically. These flyers we handed women in the streets proved that the Haredi politicians have no modesty problem to work with women, with secular women. They just want to keep us, their mothers, their wives, their sisters and daughters far from the leadership. And suddenly, we realized that we actually succeed to scare the establishment. We started to get threats and insults. One of the well-known rabbis said that we are schizophrenics who need psychiatric help. Well, it was offensive, but when I think about that, I really appreciate his free diagnosis. Another rabbi said that we lose our rights in the ketubah. In Judaism, it means that we are rebels women and we lost our social status or something like that. But the big resistance was actually from some Haredi women. Yes, women. And I can't blame them. After all of us were educated that women can't make decisions. And if we want to be good mothers and good wives, we mustn't be in the public eye. But near those bad comments between the evil talkbacks, we feel that the public awareness began to change. We got a lot of encouraging messages and responses from Haredi women and men, from Israel and the world, even from children. People that find a justice in our demand. People that understand the insight in our campaign to stop extremism, to avoid the aim of silence women, to give us a voice. I can't inform you that we achieved the goal, the final goal. There is no Haredi woman in the parliament for now. But in the end of the last elections, those parties with no women lost more than 30% of their seats, and we sure that in the nearby future it would be an old history, and women like us will sit in the parliament and get the right to represent like they have the right to vote. And that will be a big symbolic step against extremism. This is a story about fight that's happening right now in a Western democratic country. This is a story about women that promise to their daughters, granddaughters, and to themselves a better, sane future. Thank you very much.